Yeah,
Hello,
happy.
everybody.
Hey there.
Go ahead, Wilson.
I was going to say happy Monday. Thank you so much, EXP agents, for joining us this morning. Myself, Wilson Solomon, CSM with Lofty, as well as Brian Holman, our Chief Strategy Officer at Lofty. We're excited to be with you. Thanks so much for joining, Brian.
Yeah, no, thank you, Wilson. I'm really excited that we've done a few of these series, and we're going to go in and do something pretty cool today. We're going to go through each segment of our system and basically do a little Q&A about what to expect of the true value props across our full complete CRM plus option. I like to say Lofty CRM of choice, but it's CRM plus with lots of pluses, right? For value. We're going to go through what those are and then walk agents through that and talk about this big launch that's going to be happening on 7/1. We're really excited about it and looking forward to it. So why don't we jump into the PowerPoint really quick so we can go through that and start to the good stuff. So for everybody in listening in, Lofty Plus or Lofty CRM of Choice Plus, or what we want to define that, is a full ecosystem for your business. It is not just the back-end CRM management for leads, but it is a full website, front-end website that comes with the CRM of Choice option. So if we think about, as you think about choosing Lofty or why to choose Lofty or what's in the value of Lofty as you go through this, just note that you're running a complete business of Lofty. That includes all your lead gen, your full CRM, marketing automation, AI, auto social media, website. It is everything. Now, can you use other websites and work with Lofty? Absolutely. Can you use, different types of third-party options and work with Lofty? We have an open API, but we provide all the ability to run your business as though you were EXP running your own ownership. You're all listening in, all teams and agents are, we're independent contractors. We need to run our business, right, Wilson?
Yes, sir.
So as an agent myself, we want to make sure that when we're running our business, our consumers are searching our mobile, our portal, our app. I want to get them on our app. So we're going to go through how your Lofty platform CRM fully is ready from day one instantly to create your own app, your own portal, your own search organization, be able to use that right away within our platform. The day that you start with Lofty, the day you provision your go through the setup process is ready to go. The second thing that you need as we go into these dynamic, all these different functions, is you really need to have that dynamic IDX. It's integrated into the system and AI powered. So this is a really smart IDX search alert app that manages your leads and manages what they do and how they engage and engages. We're going to go through that in a second, right, Wilson? So that's
Yes, sir.
important. The third thing is that these leads are being nurtured and being warmed and being codified into opportunities and prospects, and that includes your sphere, but that also includes, your Google leads, your social media leads, your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts. They all want to receive these listing alerts and marketing and automation. That's all one resource. The third thing that you do need is that CRM nurture system to walk people through that search to settlement. And I'm going to show you the high notes of what our search capability to CRM capability is. And then you want to be able to track all your results and what's happening. Am I spending money in the right place, right, Wilson? How many times do we get agents wondering, is this working or not working? And often we spend money on things that don't work and we should be spending in other areas. So we'll talk about how you can track your results in the system, both as a team and an agent. And then finally, we're going to talk about all the different marketing opportunities that we have with Lofty, including one special one that I'm going to reveal to all the EXP agents today is our Lofty, or we call Blast by Lofty. It allows for every single EXP agent to have leads on demand through a Lofty resource, and they can use on anything. They don't even need a website. They don't need a CRM. They don't need anything. It's leads on demand. I call Lead ATM Machine to get you excited about why you want to choose Lofty. Sound good? So let's keep going. Let's go through this PowerPoint real quick. Next slide, please. CRM matters because you want automation. So your CRM consumer facing all the way to close is you want to seamlessly roll through your consumer to close through one ecosystem. And that includes talking to your leads, engaging your leads, dialing your leads, having that as one note, all trackable through your phone end to end, and be able to manage your team and your leads and your agents all with your phone automatically. So again, the Lofty CRM of choice is both a team option to run your teams and save money, and you can run all of your single as an agent. You can run your whole system and business unit in this. Next slide, please. Lofty is not a traditional CRM, and let me show you why. It is super important that you guys understand it is a complete marketing system in your hand to be able to market, advertise, and drive business. Next slide, please. So it is everything that you need to run a business. If you're, and Wilson, we get this all the time, right? Is it complicated? No, it's really easy to use Lofty. And one of the things I would say to you as an agent is you're running a business. If you're doing an open house, you want to do it with our Lofty open house tools. If you're running if you're going to do a charity event, you want to be using Lofty's tools to help market advertise that charity event. If you're an agent, you want to do Google marketing, you want to use Lofty's tools to do that, right, Wilson? You want to be using Lofty to run your business as though you're opening up your own independent brokerage or your own independent agent business or your own independent team business. Lofty, all of these features we sell every day to agents, teams, and brokerages, just like EXP. Lofty as a CRM of choice, you're getting that as included in your technology fee through EXP, our whole ecosystem. And Wilson, we get a lot of agents, they come in right now by the hundreds, by a few thousand, and they're asking, what does Lofty cost if I don't have EXP, or how much is it, right? We get those all the time. Lofty as a standard full subscription based system is $299 a month. But because of the CRM of choice program, and let's give EXP a hand, right, for providing this great tech stack to their agents as part of their CRM of choice, you're getting that in the full Lofty system as though you purchased the individual system, as though you bought the system. You're getting that as your CRM of choice tech stack. There is no difference really between our standalone tech stack and your ability to run your entire business on Lofty. You're just getting it as a discount. Looking forward to walking you through a few more of these features, but full mobile app, full mobile search, full backend, full CRM, full IDX. Next slide, please. So it's AI-powered lead gen services, integrated IDX websites, integrated social media marketing, integrated CMA and listing presentation options, 33 different ways to generate leads, agents and team performance management. This is the complete ecosystem to run your business. It is the ultimate ecosystem. So before we go in, why don't we just go to the last slide a little bit through here, a couple more slides. Obviously, customer case study. We have tons of these. This is Adam Gillespie. He does a lot of work. You're going to see a lot of his videos, and he's done a lot of videos for CRM of choice. Go through a couple other ones. These are Bobby Bryant, longtime person within Castle Rock Realty. I want to really stress 87% adoption. The typical team CRMs and team broker systems, those are typically about 30%, right? Adoption, Wilson? Mm-hmm. The reason we get adoption is the most effective CRM is the one that grows. I'm going to repeat this. The most effective CRM is the one that grows your database and grows your revenue. You can't grow unless you're bringing in new leads and new prospects and new sphere and growing your database. Or in your case, if you're an agent wanting to recruit or retain or, as we like to say, attract agents to EXP, it's amazing of the tech stacks they have to offer. But at the end of the day, as agents, we want to grow our tech stacks. We want to grow our ability, right? If we're not growing our business and growing our referrals, we're not making money. So our system is designed to gain adoption because we provide all the needs an agent needs to do to grow their business, to create revenue. So next slide, please. So you're ready to transform your business. I'm going to showcase. Next slide, please.
I think that's it.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm going to show you a few things today. Before we get started, are there any questions that I need to address before I jump in and share my screen?
We've got I think 3 different people in the chat currently that are asking about just additional features. So the last question was, what features cost money on top of what is given with this last?
You know, I get that common question a lot. And what I want everybody, as I go through this, to understand if I showcase marketing services like a blast or a PPC, we're doing all the behind services, right? Our system automates all that. But there's content that you're driving in Google. So when we say added costs, it means it's related to costs that we incur marketing and advertising on your behalf and these types of things. I'm going to point that out when it comes to there's a couple core things as agents that they need to do or should do. That would be something that would be cost. I'm going to showcase what those are to answer those specific questions as I jump into the system.
Okay, sounds good.
Is there any other question before we get started that I can address?
One that just barely rolled in was around landing pages. Says, do we have unlimited landing pages with EXP
Yes.
provided plan?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So when you're if you're looking at a comp between, say, Lofty and your current tech stacks you've had for years, and by the way, my name is Brian Hoylman. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer. I've come from back in the day, conversion, and then eventually was the Chief Strategy Officer for what became KV Core. I've done a lot of this for the EXP and a lot of these webinars over the years, going back to when EXP had 300 agents. So if you're watching this video, we stack up very comparable to the current tech stacks that are being offered as your CRM of choice. In fact, this is a little bit of my dream to get Lofty in here. So unlimited landing pages, those things. I guess I get a lot of questions about what's the differences. In your current full service tech stack options, I think that Lofty stands out in the ability to make things simple. I think Close is great. I think Bold Trails is wonderful. New ecosystem. I think we stack up really well in simplicity, ease of use, and very, very good in AI and marketing and advertising. So let's jump into some screen shares, and I'll answer those questions specifically.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian.
All right, so you should be able to see my screen, correct?
A little bit of a delay. I think it's probably coming.
Okay, let me know when you see it.
There it is.
Perfect. So right now, as everybody watches, I'm in the dashboard of Lofty. So as you provision or sign up or get the CRM choice of the EXP, this is how your dashboard will look. Obviously, your people tab is your CRM management of your people. Your transactions will track all of your transactions that you have in the system and allow you to track it all the way down to what's producing the best results and what types of leads and sources of leads. I'm not going to go through every single thing here but overview real quick. Obviously, an integrated calendar. One of the things that's most important, that's maybe a differentiator than most CRMs outside in the world, is that this is a fully integrated IDX CRM. So what that means for all the viewers here, your CRM, 98% of your leads in your CRM, and that includes not just internet leads, that's social media, friends, family, essentially every single person, your family and friends. Wilson, how many people do you know that search for homes online, even though or on the internet or on Zillow or on? I bet you do, don't you, Wilson? Sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. It's
You're all over the place.
It's the most common route to go. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to really stress everybody on this call. If your CRM is sending out drip campaigns without property directly to a website, then your leads are existing outside of your ecosystem. This is a fully engaged CRM management system and front-facing website portal. So in other words, everything that your consumers do, you don't want them on Zillow. So all of your leads, friends, family, we don't want them going to Zillow. I know you go to Zillow. I've been to Zillow. For everybody here in EXP, get your leads, get your. One of the reasons you want to choose Lofty is that we are a fully engaged marketing system for listing alerts and market reports and these types of things. So again, full marketing system built in. We'll go over a little bit. And most important about Lofty is that you have a full website, and when we talk about changing, you do have the ability to then go to what's called a standard website, which is really just migrating your domain into the system as you're coded in. It's a small fee of $10 because it requires hosting costs and things like that. So for that agent that was asking, your CRM of choice is your full website as a subdomain, which you can point your domain, or you can choose to have a vanity domain or smart domain that allows for you to migrate it into your full domain johnsmith.com. I'll show you an example of that. And then at the same time, we do have, and I want to stress this because I think for everybody that's asking about, Lofty and our website features, right? I mean, we're doing something on Wednesday for this, correct?
Yeah. So Wednesday session at the same time, we'll just be diving deeper into more like into Lofty websites. Exactly.
So we offer 3 website options. All of them are full websites. One is a subdomain website that comes with your CRM of choice. You can take your personal domain and mask it and forward it in. There's no extra cost for that, Wilson. And I want to start with websites, and I want to show somebody something. The second option is what's called a vanity or standard site, and that just means that your domain name records are moved over. And this is very simple. You can do within it. It costs $10 a month to do that, and that's really simple. And then the third option is really what agents are most excited about, is we have a very low cost, very affordable, full customizable and full SEO option. And I'm very excited about this for all EXP agents that do choose. It's $49 a month, but it's a full SEO optimized site, and it allows for a full AI driven, really cool SEO optimization engine. Most agents don't even want to touch SEO, Wilson, as you know. It's just complicated. I have agents that are spending $3,000-$4,000 a month to optimize. I converted over a team onto our website from the current vendor and another vendor of website, and their SEO went up 700% without touching the system. So the reality of this is the ability for agents to really dive in if they want to go into SEO. This is a very step-by-step simple, and AI makes recommendations automatically. It just helps you. So those agents that want to take it up a notch and do a very affordable, full luxury templates, over 30, 40, 50 templates that you can do and optimize, that's where this website. So before I move on to anything of the CRM, I just want to make sure there's no questions around our 3 website options, especially since we're going to be doing that talk on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, nothing's rolled in just yet, Brian,
Perfect.
regarding that, but I'll let you know if they do.
Okay. So this allows for the full website options and availability. Okay. So let's talk about the back-end dashboard. You're seeing the dashboard, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So I'm going to share my screen to just showcase a website really quick. Okay. 1 second. So you can see the back end here. Do you see the ability right now for the custom website, creative agent website?
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy for everybody here. Once you decide which website you want, you're able to come in here when you do your SEO site, you're able to create your site. It drops in and you're able to then customize and do this. And let me show you an example of one of our websites so we can get that out of the way and move on to the next part of the CRM system. So 1 second. And sorry if this takes a little weirdness, is that we have to do these one at a time. So I have to stop sharing and then go to the next screen through this StreamYard. So 1 second here. And let me know when you see Steve.
Yep, I see him.
So this is a standard subdomain site. So as you see here, every single agent that enables their system with their CRM of choice is going to get a full Lofty website. And it is a subdomain, but they're able to then migrate their domain over, or they're able to do the full SEO, which unlocks full SEO. But this is a standard subdomain site that's included. And I wanted to showcase this, included in all CRM of choices. Okay, Wilson?
Perfect.
At the top, you have your buy, all of your listings, full search. You have full IDX capability. You have full AI. Your AI is built in to engage And I can't, Wilson, I know you've had a lot of interaction with agents. What is their impression of our AI tool that's built into this and helping them convert leads, adjusting the search results, and just communicating and qualifying their prospects that are using the website? Would you say this is probably one of the best features that you've heard of feedback from?
Yeah, I mean, when I get the topic of conversation with agents around AI and specifically with regards to their sites, like the time it's saving them, like you said, the ability to adjust and make those on the fly smart choices that aren't requiring any human interaction, really to know that information is huge. Like they're saving so much time not having to step in and follow up. So.
Absolutely. So that's all part of the CRM of choice. Obviously, you have your sell page, which is your home evaluation page. All this, not everything that I'm showing you here on this site is part of your full ecosystem. And so you're able to then go to market. So as soon as you enable your CRM and going through your choice, it walks you through personalization of this, but you're ready to go right away as soon as you enable your Lofty of choice with a full website. And then you have the ability to take up to that next level, or you have the ability to upgrade to a full SEO website. So those are your three options. We're going to go into detail on that on Wednesday. So I'm going to go back into the dashboard, but if there's any questions, please stop me, Wilson, and I want to
Yeah.
go into the fun stuff.
Let's jump in. There's some questions that rolled it around websites. So I've got a couple from Keishi. She said, "Can you upgrade to full SEO later?"
Yes, you can upgrade anytime. In fact, a lot of agents, they don't mind pointing their domain. There's no charge to do that. I mean, I've owned hundreds of domains. So in other words, as let's say that I wanted this sell page here to be, I sell your home fast, or get your home of value now, or it was homeowner Steve sells homes, or Steve lists homes.com. You can go to GoDaddy and point any domain you want to a page here. You don't have to necessarily buy additional websites. You can point your domains within GoDaddy really easy. It's a copy and paste. So you just copy and paste this, whatever domain you have, you can point any domain you want to a specific page. A lot of agents don't understand this from a technical standpoint. It's literally a copy and paste.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overriding your main domain. So for agents that want their main domain to be fully indexable and in search engines, and you should put that domain on a vanity domain, or what we call standard domain. It's $10 a month. It's really just the ability for us to host that domain. That requires costs on our end to do that, but it's in low cost way. A lot of agents, but if you want to take it up a notch at any point and really do that SEO. And by the way, Wilson, I don't want agents listening. This is like the most important thing that they do is their websites, their business, right? And their AI is, you can't get a full SEO optimized, customizable site. I've never seen for $49 a month. I mean, they're much more expensive out there. So this is a really affordable ways, and it's easy and simple. Our domain and our website tool is so easy to use. And we're going to go in that detail on Wednesday for you guys that want to know more about this. But it's an optimized self-guided SEO system. So it's all AI driven. So it's very easy. And, Wilson, you've seen this with many agents that use this. Would you agree that their ability to do optimization, agents get really uncomfortable thinking they have to learn code and learn all this stuff. Our system basically makes it like cheat sheet for any agent that wants a fully customized opportunity to customize their website and ability to do SEO. Would you say it's probably the easiest thing you've ever seen when it comes to that?
To have 100%. You don't need to have that tech understanding. I think once agents realize that and how easy it is with the AI, it's a big moment for all of them. So
I like to say, and I'll move on to the CRM information in the marketing, it's the Tesla self-driving SEO system. It's basically like that. And that's a fair assessment, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. We got a few more questions. Let's just zip through these if we can. So we got wondering about cost structure for AI assistant.
So when you go into AI assistant, I'm going to jump into that right now when I share my screen back to the dashboard. So 1 second here. So you should see my dashboard again now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your AI versions of Lofty here is you have your standard AI, which is built into your CRM of choice. AR Marketer is really a customized AI marketing bot that allows for you to, it's almost like you're hiring that marketer. And there's the pricing is enabled in the dashboard. And I don't have that in front of me right now, but I think that you can kind of walk them through at the end. If you want to pull up that pricing, we'll share that with you guys at the end. But you could do like a free trial. There's different options, but basically here is how it looks when you go in. And then without going through and ordering it, um, Wilson will give you that question at the end. Does that sound good, Wilson?
Yeah. We I don't know that I'll have something for this call, but we'll have something we can direct towards people. I've got quite a few questions we have rolling in, though. I want to just get to some of these before we
Sure.
get too far behind on
Awesome.
them. Let me see. I have Lofty outside of EXP. Is there a difference between the EXP version and the version I pay outside of EXP?
That's a great question. So again, this is Lofty CRM of choice for internal. So the bottom line is I'm going to make this really, really simple for you. Not a problem. Do you have Lofty as a paid account? And if you do, the only difference in the system is the ability to customize your pipelines. If you're running a team, we do have a Teams full SEO system. It's just a matter of reducing your costs. If you're paying full price for your Team subscription, you're just going to get a reduction in cost, and you have the ability to do that when you enable it. The only difference is that your pipeline stages are not customizable, but you can customize your tags in your view. So that's really the only difference, right, Wilson? So
Right.
anybody, yeah, a lot of people think it's different. No, it's great if you're an account holder. What I would do is if you're paying, 3, 4, if you're a team that has Lofty and paying, 700, or you're paying for Boomtown or other systems that are out there, and you'd like to take you're going to get a freemium Teams dashboard that on a subdomain that you can enable, and then you can choose to go to a full SEO optimized dashboard system, which allows for you to run your team and everything on an SEO site. So in other words, you're getting Lofty as though you paid for it, and it's an independent system. And it's really important for people that are listening in. One thing that's great about Lofty, whether you use it under the EXP subscription or external, your leads are private, personal, independent. So I really want to make sure that everybody understands that a lot of agents fear personal leads being put in a system and thinking, we've all been there. No, this is all your leads stay private to you. They're your leads. They're private, independent. So you're getting the full version of Lofty availability under the CRM of choice of EXP. I hope that answered that person's question.
No, it's great. How many SEO templates in standard?
So in standard, it's just out of the box standard site. Whether your same thing subdomain, it allows for the same customization or limitation on customizing the widgets, but there's not a different templated version. That's when you're jumping up into that full SEO, and there's up to I think 30, but we'll be 60, and we'll be adding those templates ongoing. Great question, by the way.
Marissa, who asked that, also said right afterwards, when do you have to decide for the SEO add-on? Marissa, I think someone had asked that earlier too. Brian had just mentioned like you have the ability to just change over and add the full SEO at any point. Is that right, Brian?
At any point. At any point. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's so affordable. What I tell agents that that it's just an inexpensive thing. And the nice thing about this, and I want to make sure for all those agents, when you do the SEO, or that site is your domain, all that SEO, if you ever move, you don't want to have to keep giving it up. You don't want to stop and start. Does that make sense, Wilson, as an agent?
Mm-hmm.
It's like closing down your business to the consumer, going somewhere else. Under the Lofty CRM choice, you're enabling a Lofty subscription. Your Lofty SEO system stays with you or goes with you. You're not having to start and stop. This is your ecosystem, internal, or you can take it with you. So let me repeat what I just said. For all agents listening in that want a dominant SEO system, you can enable that SEO system within the CRM of choice under Lofty. It stays with you no matter what. So never have to leave Lofty. I have agents that have went somewhere else and then come back to EXP, went somewhere else, and Teams. You have the ability to run your system as your own ecosystem. It's your private system. EXP, I'm going to give them a hand again. Giving us the CRM of choice option is giving you the best platform option available in the market today to run your business and your subscription under them at a discount. That's what's so cool about Lofty CRM of choice. It's really just Lofty as a discount. You're getting the full system.
Awesome. Casey asks, what is your web address in a subdomain?
I showed you that example. So it would be your name dot the EXP domain, like a typical subdomain. And then that when you go into GoDaddy, if you want to forward, or we call point, you copy and paste your that subdomain. Then if someone goes to it, they're going to see your, johnsmith.com at the top. It's really that. The vanity or smart domain for $10, it then moves the A record so that domain carries through all the way. If we have some time at the end, I can show them, but we can showcase this on Wednesday if they'd like to show and do that on Wednesday. We're going to feature that on Wednesday. Websites, you can see the website's a lot of questions. So I'm really looking forward to being on that call with you on Wednesday and going through the website questions in detail, because it is your front facing, right, ecosystem, and agents spend a ton of money. It's nice to be able to get a discount on that as well.
Definitely. Thanks, Brian. Greg was asking just some more. I know I'm going to try to get some more around the cost questions around AI features. He was asking about SEO too. That's at the $49 a month. Is that right, Brian? For the SEO,
there's not extra. By the way, there's not extra charge for more SEO. It's a fully optimized SEO system powered by AI. So it's not like you're going to have to say, I'd like to change something. Can you do? It's really optimizing your system automatically day to day, every day, and giving you things that you can do in tutorials and content. It's basically the most inexpensive SEO system that money can buy. It's really, really cool.
Awesome. Sherry says, does it allow search to include specific schools? Many websites do not.
So when you're dealing within the IDX, and you can see from back here, and I come into here and I go marketing, and then I'm assuming it changed my screen. Is that correct?
Let me see. Yes. You're on dashboard as of right now.
All right. So yeah, and you should see Lofty Blast dashboard on the left. Okay, great.
Yep.
This is your internal marketing system that you go when you're going into saying listings or your IDX. You're able to set up your searches and your search result for people based on kind of what they're looking, bedroom, bath, area, schools, if that's what she's asking for. You're designing that search for your consumer as they go. Obviously, on the front end of the website, they can search by school. So whatever they can do on the front of the website, you can build and do a search on the back end of your website to showcase that. It is a direct IDX feed. I hope that answers her question.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian. Give me 1 second here. Just getting.
And can I share a little tip for that as you get through the questions, agent?
Yeah.
A lot of times we try to get specific searches too narrow, and then the listing alerts go out every once a month. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't set them up on something general, but also have something like specific ready to go. Remember, we're trying to keep properties going into their inbox based on cities. You'd be amazed at how many people wanted a specific school you're working with as a client, but they ended up on Zillow as well. And they liked this property, wasn't in a different school report, but because they saw that property there, maybe they contacted that agent and not you. So we really want to start zeroing in the long-term nurture, because you want to get people in buyer agency agreements early in the stage for all your agents listening in. And to do that, you got to keep these search alerts going on a regular basis to everybody. You only have one shot, that old Eminem song, right? You only get one shot. And if you're not in here 24/7 watching 10,000 leads at one time, and I want to repeat what I just said, when that lead is ready to buy, you get one shot that they may or not may want to choose you. And your search to settlement is your one shot keeping them alive in your ecosystem. That's what, would you agree? We want the entire Wilson of your front end search to connect and tell your lead what's happening. So let me just walk you through. As your leads are shopping, you're going to see here where you have your lead score. Your lead score is driven through your MLS IDX and what's happening on your site in real time. It is your one shot to stay in front of your leads 24 hours a day. 98% of your leads are going to be on listing alerts, hopefully. And that is your one shot to stay in front of them, because that's 98% come back to you off listing alerts, not drip emails. 90+% of leads mostly will come back because of listing alerts being sent. It is your one shot to be in front of that person. So when the music stops, they're more likely to buy with you. And more importantly, the system is monitoring what they're doing and reporting that in your dashboard while they're shopping in the store. It's giving you a report, right? Everything. Your lead did this. Your lead is doing this. It's rating your leads. If you have a conversation and you make a call through our system, as you see here, it's going to record that call and bring it in through AI into your system. And you're going to have a record of everything that you do, right, Wilson?
Yes, sir.
This has a single line dialer, the ability to multi-line dial. This is a full system, text, email, mass texting, everything's built in. It's easy to use. All right. What other questions do we have?
Micah asks, is the SEO keywords updated from time to time as markets change?
Yeah, so your AI is keeping track of all of these things in your dashboard. I know it's funny that we say, because agents aren't used to AI working this way, especially in SEO. The answer to your question is it's actually making recommendations in real time. And then as you go in, it makes recommendations of what keywords you should change. So yeah, it's really cool.
It's very, very cool. When it's starting at Lofty, I was blown away by that capability and the way that AI fits into it. So
that's just I have people that do professional SEO, and they were just blown away by our system.
The way we do it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, you're going to put me out of a job. Well, and we don't want to say AI is going to put the agent, but it is the whole point of AI in our system is to allow agents freedom to do lead gen and marketing, which I'm about to talk about.
Definitely. Sorry, we got a lot of activity, which I love in the chat. I know you do too, as well, Brian. Rhonda asked, changing from KV Core, I have sign writers, business cards, etc., with a QR code reference. Will I need to change all of that, or can it be integrated?
That is a fantastic question. Hey, we get a lot of these questions coming in. That is a fantastic question for us to capture in our QA. Okay, so Wilson, please flag that. On that QR code system, within our system, we have a smart number, just like, your former system, KV Core. That number is what's called a vanity number or Twilio number. Under CRM of choice, it's going to include a number in the parent account, but agents can, just like your former org or where you're at, KV Core, you've added on that smart number as an add-on cost. So there's a small fee for agents to add on their smart number or virtual number they want to keep. For all these agents listening in, you do not have to give up that number. You can remove that number from your current system, and we can enable that, right, Wilson? We do this all the time. If they want to migrate their number over so they don't have to change that, the answer to that question, you can, and then we can enable that. That's a thing that we can do for you. So you just have to let your current vendor know that you're going to keep your number and you're moving to the Lofty CRM of choice. And then we have a process that allows for you to use that number. And when you're ready to migrate over, then that number can be used, and then that number tracks your calls and things like that. And of course, when I go into marketing here, and let me know when the screen changes, Wilson, you can come down here and you can see text codes, and that number would be the same. So you don't have to change your signs.
Perfect. Thank you, Brian. Martha asked, please, can you tell me Lofty has unlimited email marketing?
Yeah, when you're doing emails, so for example, when I come into here, one of the things that as a coach and what I tell agents, be careful, okay, for everybody listening in. Blasting a bunch of emails, millions of leads at one time. We just talked about this on our last call, right, Wilson? Creates reputation problems with your domain. The most important thing you want to do is protect your domain reputation so that when you do email reputation, when you do your direct marketing or email blast, that you don't put your domain into spam filters, things like that. We want to protect it. So yes, you can do mass emails, checkbox, and email at one time. Yes, you have a full, as I'm showing you now, question. You have the ability, and it's actually really cool. One thing I can tell you is our smart plan editor and functionality is so easy for agents to use. They can come in, they can add a new one. They can do New Year's, Christmas, Valentine's. You can set up automatic campaigns that are easy to edit, easy to customize. It's the simplest, campaign editor I've seen in the space. And then when they go to start a campaign, it's really cool. You can do things like, ask conditional questions. So if you ask this, then no, and it creates tasks. So literally, Adam Gillespie, one of our contributors, he doesn't even log into his CRM anymore. Everything is all, hey, if they do this, then do this. And it's completely on autopilot. And he does trainings around this. So I don't want to go into everything here, but you can do different triggers. And I know different automations. So when your lead moves from one area to the next, it automatically triggers off campaigns. And, one of the things I also love to do is come into here and come in and say actions. And if you do things like, hey, I want an email to go out, I want to send a text, I want to blast, I want to assign an action from my AI based on what they do. This is really fun, and it's not overwhelming for an agent to do it. So what I tell for tips for everybody and learning something like this, put yourself in as a lead, email yourself, text yourself, send yourself a message, tell your AI to do something. Start playing with AI. You'd be amazed at how many conversations and you could have fun with your AI. This has full AI chat GPT built in to help you write content. It's fun stuff.
Perfect. Thank you, Brian. One other question as well. I currently use Flowdesk for email and newsletter scheduled marketing. Is that something that is available?
Yes, it is. So you're able to come into here and obviously schedule your emails and responses and campaigns. You can come into here and on your marketing tab, you can do things like, this has like, I'll show you example, and I sound like I'm a valley or in California right now. Sorry, guys. But when you come into here, you have all your landing page, but you actually have Print House built in. You have a design center. So you have the ability to set up your designs and print, and you have the ability to schedule out your newsletters and things like that in the system. And we also have what right here, which is really cool. Just show you really quick. You guys have the ability to do your social media blasts, things like that. It's all part of our system. The calendar. Hope that answers their question.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. One other question that came in here that I thought would be good for bringing up to you, Brian. Let me find it here. Just one second.
And you notice up here it says AI generated posts, unleash your blah, blah, blah. We do have an AI marketer that literally will do it all for that agent. Very affordable to have in marketing. So it's like your virtual marketing assistant. It's very inexpensive as well.
Beautiful. Andrea Lay asked, we have a strong post-closing client care program. How does Lofty support long-term client care?
So that's a great question. So remember, as you close your closed escrow, you're then dropping in that client care program or like the concierge service and those types of things, without going into details, but you're going to drop them into some campaign. And when you do drop them into whatever campaign, you can customize anything from setting up home reports automatically. You can put them on content enrichment and set up that campaign to do that. So you're basically, as soon as they close in their escrow, you can drop them into either your automatic property alerts, your sphere plan campaigns, whatever content rich you have the ability to drop that into your campaign so that when you're doing your smart plans or anything like that, you can create any type of campaign you want that allows for you to drop any content you want in, even videos, whatever you want. And you can track the results of those campaigns automatically in the system.
Beautiful. These kind of bunched up together, both Sean, Martha, and then we're asking, I think Zoe's is kind of related as well, but they were asking, is there additional communication costs? Martha's was, do you need to pay for calls, email marketing?
That's a great question on the email. Obviously, your email and CRM is covered into the system. You do have a limited, obviously, 97% of agents never exceed on the standard of their, but you can't, you do have some limitation on how many AI messages and things like that go out, and how many calls can be used through the dialing system. But there's plans that are very affordable, like anything else, that you're able to exceed. If you do end exceeding that, you do have some minimal ability, and that's all labeled in the profile information. When you do look at CRM of choice, we do have all that outlined.
Within
But
the toolkit. Yep.
yeah,
And
within the toolkit.
your standard package, EXP agents that you're getting for both dials and text messaging, as Brian's saying, it's a healthy amount. And as Brian's mentioning, like if you needed more, that option's going to be there for an additional cost. But the standard package for you, for both minutes of call or dials as well as SMS, the XP team is definitely taking care of the agents as far as like what they're out of the box with is what.
So what we did, so internal for everybody, we analyzed across 100,000 users what their average use case is, and it covers about 97%, over 90% of those use cases. So when I say for everybody, when you get into people that have 1 million leads, things like that, or 10,000 or 50,000 leads, they should be, thinking about, how they do that. And that might be something, or they have teams, and teams are different. So single agents, I don't worry about, but if you have a mega team, then you're going to go into our teams plan, and that has different options, and that's all spelled out as well.
Perfect. Zoe was asking, new to EXP, not sure how to make calls using my CRM number. How does that work with Lofty? Tim's question is kind of, somebody says, they're charged to move your phone number from KV Core to Lofty.
I can't speak for KV Core and speak directly. I don't know how they're doing that now as they move their new Bull Trails interface. I don't work for them, haven't for 2 years. In the past, there was a migration of that number. I won't go into specific costs, but it was under $100. So, if for those of you that have put that number on all your marketing and advertising, but you want to come in to move it over or migrate it over, Wilson, let's cover that in our Q&A for those agents to know what to do, and make sure we detail how to do that with the team. That's a very important thing for those agents and for you guys have questions around that. We'll make sure we walk you through that process specifically, because that's a great call out. And I want to appreciate everybody for asking that question, because that's a very unique thing. And keep in mind, for you guys as agents, other CRMs, pretty much everybody uses Twilio. So this is not a new thing. Like, you have to think about many different numbers. We're all kind of in the same boat, so to speak. So people migrating over, we just don't charge to move the number over. So that's something we can work it out with you guys.
Perfect. Martha says, what if I have been using my website with EXP and KV Core, how to migrate?
That's great. You're migrating your domain over. So the specific thing to do that is, once you enable either a standard site or your full SEO site, what you're going to get is basically our server name records, and it's in the process, right? We optimize this process through your onboarding and through your enabling your system. So when you do this, right, Wilson, you know this already, and all you're doing is you're just swapping out their server list to our server list. You can copy and paste. You could do that right from your GoDaddy yourself. It's not complicated, and we have a tutorial on that. It's very easy to do. Hope that answers your question. The website is much more feature rich. It's just giving you our address to tell your website hosting domain service where you want to direct that website. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Brian. We've got an active Q&A going in the chat today. A lot of questions coming in.
It's how it works with us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here.
It's always change management. Hey, while they're doing that, because we're running out of time, I want to go through some highlights on our marketing services. It's great we're moving and migrating, but we have 30 different ways, plus the agents are able to generate leads through our system. I want to capture this for people watching, because if you're not generating new leads or managing your sphere, so let me kind of just overview this. We go through and we have our smart plan that manages your existing database. We have the ability to do buyer lead gen, seller lead gen services. This is when you're doing those paid ads on Google. And of course, this is not an upsell. Marketing is an investment you make into your business. We do remarketing ads. Really dynamic, cool is listing blast here. This is really the new age of hyper-localism. And I'm going to take those agents that want to do exclusive zip codes and auto farming. That's our Lofty Blast and what we call Bloom. those agents that want to just do leads on demand. What do we call this? Like a lead ATM machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this allows for agents to blast the listing or blast their zip code. And what it allows basically, and I want everybody, and I'm very excited about, it's the first time that I know any system does this. This allows for you as an agent to dominate your zip codes. And it allows for every agent on this call to be able to go in, pick a zip code, and start every month off, every single month. And there is a fee, but it's marketing. It's $100, but you can start off every month with 10 to 40 leads in your dashboard just by picking a zip code, and it's automated. You don't have to do anything, nothing at all. And what's best, if you go to, and I would show you, loftyblast.com, it works with any CRM. It works with anything. You don't need anything. So this is the first time that we have the ability to give agents through Lofty a way to generate leads on demand. I call it a lead ATM machine. It's what every agent wanted. And anybody in EXP, all 47,000 agents, all 79,000 agents can click on loftyblast.com and get leads and affordably. And you can market your listing or you can market your zip code. It's really up to you what you choose, but it's completely automated, AI-driven marketing. It's leads on demand. So this is leads for everybody, right, Wilson?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then they have the ability to do custom landing pages, Social Studio, Lofty Present, Print, Design Center, open houses, and there's your text codes and advertising codes. So we have a full suite of marketing services that agents can use. And then I'm going to share my screen on the blast for those agents listening in. You can do this today. You do not have to have a system. So when I show you all the agents listening in, you don't even need a website. You just have to have a valid MLS ID. I'm going to show that and then answer the rest of the questions. That sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, let's get through the questions, finish up, and we'll end on this.
So one of the other questions I wanted to, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say, I'm going to go through the rest of the questions for this, but for everybody here, this is the first ever leads on demand service that any agent can use. They don't need a website. They don't need a CRM. They don't need anything. All they need to do is put their MLS ID in, and we do fully optimized advertising for them. If they want to use a listing, they can do a listing. It automatically markets that listing for a week. They can do any listing they want, and it generates leads and shows them in a dashboard and then forwards their leads to any CRM or lead parsing or record of that lead can automatically go into Lofty CRM of choice, or it can go anywhere you want. It does not matter. It is completely independent, and it's the first ever lead ATM machine. And yes, this is legit. This is new. This is something we launched a few weeks ago in collaboration to do this I provide this to everybody in EXP. The other thing you're able to do is you're able to pick a zip code. It's very simple. You pick a zip code, and when you do a zip code, you could do 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, but essentially it's $99 per week, and it allows for every agent in the world that are in in the US to basically start their month off with 10 to 40 leads by just picking a zip code, and it's the ability to get, and these are hyper local leads. So these are leads that live in a community, they live by you, they live near a listing, they live in the zip code, they're hyper local, most of it real name, real email, real contact information, a phone number. You're not going to get Mickey Mouse or any of that. Hyper localized people you could take out for coffee. So don't think of them as buyer leads. Think of them as people that have homes and they live in your area. It's the best quality lead you can get to create relationships. It is basically a local lead gen service like a sphere of influence. So for everybody listening in, this is available today for anybody listening in, and it's available within Lofty and pulls in all of it into your system. So love you guys to check it out. All right, let's finish up on the questions, and then we can move on to the next phase going towards Wednesday.
Perfect. Some of these I've been able to just jump in and answer via the chat, but one of the questions I wanted to ask, let me see.
So you can access Lofty Blast or Lofty Blast, internal or external. Sorry.
Is there an option to use your cell number instead of a Twilio number? I want text to clients showing my number. My son uses Twilio number and it shows up likely spam or some cell providers.
So again, using your cell phone you can always use it. Put your cell phone on your business cards, things like that. I don't like using the phone number as a direct number to track. I like using my cell phone number, and I like using a scan code on my marketing so they scan. The reason you cannot track, there's no way for me through AI to track calls or record calls that are done through your cell phone number. So as far as how that works and optimizing that to avoid that, this is an inbound call tracker. So like it's for online marketing that we can, when someone were to click on it, you can track that call and record that call. When you're dialing through your Twilio number, it's going to mask everything. So as long as they call back that number, they're calling your cell at all times. So no matter what, it's linking, as you know, Wilson, to that. So been doing this for 15 years, never had an issue, but agents are afraid of using that smart number so that, they feel like they're giving out two phone numbers. They really aren't. It's tracking back and their ability to track that call through that smart number. It's kind of like a forward number or Google Voice number. It works great. For further questions on that, we do have some documentation around that as you think about Twilio. Everybody uses Twilio and these smart numbers because it's the only way we can track those calls effectively and also drive AI actions off that smart number.
Perfect. We probably just have time for one more question before we got to wrap here, Brian. The one that just barely came, can you connect more than one IDX MLS?
Yeah, so your MLS is directly related to where your license is hung. You're not allowed to showcase MLS data or provision an MLS that you don't belong to. So when you go to enable your system, you're going to choose the MLSs you belong to. Just note, you're not allowed to put any MLSs that you're not a member of. And yes, you can do multiple MLSs within the system. And if you decide to move up to another website or you do a SEO site, you can actually create multiple websites. So when you do an SEO site, you have the ability to create websites for different MLSs within Lofty. You don't have to, and it all comes back in to your Lofty CRM of choice. So in other words, the answer is yes, and you could put links to the other MLSs, but yes, you can do that. Not a problem.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Well, I think that we're about at time here. I do appreciate you, Brian. You were incredible. Thank you for taking us through this, answering questions, showing these EXP agents quite a bit in regards to the dashboard and just why choose Lofty, what we view ourselves as far as how we set ourselves apart in the space. So thank you so much. I'm grateful for all the agents that are able to jump in and join us today. And then, like you mentioned, we'll be on here same time on Wednesday, jumping more into websites. So
I'm really excited about the Wednesday conversation for everybody. You notice how once you start unraveling one question around website, you end up dominating the whole, the whole thing becomes that, right? So for everybody listening, thank you so much, Wilson, for having me again. Really appreciate it. I'd love to just go, hey, this is a great website and go through, but you notice how many questions these agents are having, because at the end of the day, it's their business. You want to be able to answer these questions. So I appreciate all of the great questions you asked, specifically around smart number and migration and things like that. We do this every day. Everybody does this every day, but we don't want you to have to leave. So once you come to us, we want you to stay. We don't want you to leave and ever have to leave the Lofty experience. We don't just want to be your EXP CRM choice. We want you to be Lofty's CRM choice for every agent. So that's my message to you guys. We want to connect your business. It's your business. And you never want to keep dragging your business around. You want to make it here in your phone. And that is what we're really providing, is Lofty to be able to manage your business forever as a team, as an agent, multi-market, that we are your ecosystem of choice to do everything for your business, and partner with those third-party partners that may be fun that you like, but be able to incorporate that like an app on your phone. We want you to be using the Lofty operating system. That's what you run your business with. And that's what I'm most excited about, Wilson, is providing agents an operating system that makes them money and creates wealth.
Definitely. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, everybody. And we'll talk to you soon.